Hey, what's going on? It is September 11th, 2017. I know today's a somber day here in the US because of September 11th, but it's also the day after Irma went right through Florida, causing a lot of damage. And if you don't know, I live in Tampa, Florida much of the year, a good half of the year, and Irma went right over us, even though it was projected it wouldn't be at first. And this is just about the 3 takeaways I have from Hurricane Irma when it comes to real estate investing. So I wanted to share it with you while the topic is hot and while everyone is kind of freaking out about it. The first thing I noticed is that the news is deceiving. Look, we all know the news isn't completely truthful, because when you think of the news is a business. They only make money from ad revenue, and that means they need people to watch. So they have to make things really interesting. If you ever saw Anchorman 2, you get the gist of it, that the news really has an agenda. So when you see all these roofs flying off and all these crazy things going on, understand that that's the outlier. That is the most extreme circumstance. So here, I'll show you pictures of my home and my neighborhood at the end of this video. But a lot of homes were fine. You know, there's a lot of just branches and twigs and really minor things. But I was getting texts and calls and emails nonstop about, are you okay? Are you alive? Is the roof blown off? Look, the news is a business. They want you to watch. They want you to be fixated. They sensationalize everything so that you can't stop watching. But the downfall is that it's not the most accurate information, because that is not what's happening everywhere. That is one specific circumstance. They show you the most extreme to capture your attention. Which takes me to number 2. People will overreact. So a lot of people are glued to the news. They can't believe, oh my God, what happened? What happened? So what they'll do is, I'm going to list my property for sale. I'm not going to let grandma live there anymore. I'm not going to move to Florida. But you know what happens is, if there's an earthquake in California next week, I'm going to sell my home in California. There's no way I'm going to even vacation in California. You know, we saw this on September 11th for like 16 years ago, when people wouldn't get on a plane because of September 11th, because of these terrorist attacks, while there are thousands of flights coming out of the US every single day. But again, the news shows such a small percentage of what's going on. It shows that the outlier, the very, very extreme, and people take it for the norm. And that means people will overreact. They will list their properties, they will not buy. So I do see a bit of a drop in properties being for sale, maybe a little slowdown of the market, because so many people will overreact. Which takes me to number 3, opportunities will arise. So there is some damage here in Florida. There are some homes that will need repairs, that people will overreact and they will list their properties. So all of a sudden, there's a lot of value add properties that may be hitting the markets in the next couple months, next year. I don't want to go through this again. I don't want to And so properties will come available, and you might be able to snag up a couple properties lower than you would a week ago, just because of this overreaction. So remember, the news, don't watch the news. I don't watch the news because I just think it's so bogus. If it's so good or so bad, usually so bad, you'll hear about it from social media, from your friends, from your family. And remember, people will overreact because of the news, because of all this, and just don't feed into it. And number 3, opportunities will arise. Because of all this going on, you have to look like an investor, like a savvy investor would, looking ahead. What does this mean? When the masses do one thing, what does that mean for the market and for me? All right, guys, stay tuned. I'll show you some pictures of my neighborhood. Don't be it's not going to be amazing, but hope you got some information out of this, just some perspective for you. Everything, if you care about how I'm doing, I'm fine, nothing severe, but hope you have a great rest of the week, and I will see you next time.